A lot of people ask questions about temporary loans. They seem to occur for a number of schools. And I'm going to explain today why temporary loans occur and what causes them to occur and how to identify them and also how to return them. Temporary loans are created in circulation desk whenever a barcode is entered that Oliver doesn't recognise. Now, a couple of things that could cause this. First of all, it's very easy to scan the wrong barcode. You might scan the ISBN instead of the school barcode. It's very easy to do. Also, if you've got monitors or parents or helpers helping in the loans process and they're not as experienced as you are, they might scan the wrong barcode. And the prompts that they're given on the screen lead them on to creating a temporary loan, so it's forgivable. Also, sometimes teachers might loan out items to their class when there's no one available in the library, and they might write out the barcodes. And when they write out the barcodes, they might just write out the first part of the barcode, not the whole barcode itself. And as a result, when someone comes along to put those loans into Oliver through circulation desk, you only type in the first part of the barcode, press enter, and Oliver says, I don't know that barcode, I need the full thing. And it says, I'd like to create a temporary loan. Also, if there's any other problem with the barcode, such as a misscan, misscans happen. Barcode scanners do misscans. Sometimes barcode labels get damaged, etc. So misscans do occur. As a result, when an invalid barcode is entered, Oliver doesn't recognise it. It asks the question, I'd like to create a temporary loan, and it takes you through the process, which I'll show you this morning. When these temporary loans appear, they appear as a website. So it looks as though somebody's been lending out websites. And the reason we do that is so that they don't appear in your cataloguing report as an item without a barcode. That's one reason. And also so they're quick and easy for you to identify. If you see someone's been lent a website, it rings a bit of an alarm bell. Say, why on earth they've got a website? That's the alarm bell to say they've got a temporary loan. Something went wrong there. Temporary loans are also included on overdue notices, so they will stand out on overdue notices as well. A quick and easy way of returning temporary loans is by using the terminate loans function. Terminate loans allows you to nominate one or more loans at a time and to return them without having the item in your hand. In the Build 8 training we did recently, which is available on the SLS website, there are some other examples of using terminate loans. We'll be using it today. The other way of returning temporary loans is by just typing in the barcode. Now that's a bit tricky because sometimes they've got extra spaces and they may not quite get it right, so terminate loans is definitely going to be the best solution for you. Let's go to circulation desk and create one of these. I'll go back to loans. I will choose Jody, why not? And we'll type in a barcode, and it said, hang on, that barcode's not there. So I may have scanned an ISBN there. I may have just typed the barcode and not put the whole barcode in. If you're typing barcodes, it either needs to be selected from a drop-down list that's displayed, or you need to type in the whole barcode, including the check digit. The check digit is a letter that appears just before your school number. You also need to enter your school number. In this case, I'm going to say yes, issue as a temporary loan. Then ask me the question, what's the description? And intuitively you'd say, oh, that must be the title of the book. Frogs. And the resource loan category, I'll just make it non-fiction. Click OK. So I've now got a temporary loan. I can tell it's a temporary loan because it's a website. That will appear on overdue notices. It'll also appear on my list of loans. And it's very subtle. If you've got lots of loans, it just sits in there and you don't really know it's a temporary loan until it comes time to clearing out the loans at the end of the year or running overdue notices. Let's say, I don't have a website on loan. What's going on? So what you can do is remove these loans quickly and easily. To return that loan, I could type in the barcode R12345. And what that would do is actually say this was a temporary loan. However, a quicker and more efficient and accurate way of doing it is by using the terminate loans function. Before I do that, I'll just loan out a normal item to Jody. another one. Nope, Caroline's not there. Remember, I marked some items as not for loan earlier today with my exchange function. And Year 8 borrowers aren't allowed to have not for loan items. I could override it, but today I'm not going to allow it. It's not for loan for a reason. So I'll say no, you can't have it. Okay, now looking at frogs, I'd like to return frogs. To return it, first of all, use my tick box on the left-hand side and just make sure frogs is ticked. So I'm just going to tick my temporary loan. Once you've ticked the loan or loans that you'd like to return, click the Terminate Loans button in the bottom right-hand corner. Terminate Loans is only available if you're logged in as a system administrator or as a teacher librarian. It's not there when you're logged in as a the other two levels. Library Assistant 1 Level 1, Library Assistant Level 2. You must be teacher librarian or library administrator to have that access. When you click Terminate Loans, you've got options for all loans, which loans will be terminated, all loans or selected loans. I'll say selected loans. We'll handle as usual. What that means is normally when you return items that are on loan, they may get marked as available. In the case of a temporary loan, we just want to return it anyway. So just say handle as usual and then click return. When you click return, it simply goes to the return tab page and returns the item, which in this case was frogs. And the message is displayed, this was a temporary loan. You don't need to tick the box to continue. You can keep returning items as normal. So if I go back to my other items that are on loan, such as Coraline, actually Heavy Crown, just return the other items. The items are returned as normal. The reason why frogs is still displayed in blue is because I didn't acknowledge the message. If I clicked on, say, the classification field next to frogs, if I tick the box to acknowledge the message is displayed the normal colour. But the message will display this was a temporary loan, just so you know that it was a temporary loan. The Terminate Loans is the function which allows you to do that quickly and easily. Just to show you that where that function is again, I'll bring up Tamara's name. Use my tick box on the left-hand side here. So tick the items you'd like to return. Click Terminate Loans in the bottom right-hand corner. And then, as I showed you before, return. There are different circumstances where you use Terminate Loans. I'm not covering those today. I did cover those in quite a bit of detail in the Build 8 training course which we held recently. They're available for download and viewing at the SLS website. But for temporary loans, you'd handle as usual and click return. Okay, so that's temporary loans. Hopefully that information will help you in identifying why the temporary loans occurred. Maybe you might need to talk to your teachers if they're doing loans for the classes, just to educate them as to why these different loans come up. Maybe a library monitors perhaps, or assistants, whoever's doing the loaning. And also now you know a quick and easy way of returning them using Terminate Loans.